Is that Squidward's house in the back?
Oh, it better be a plot point that that rock falls on someone later. Oh, it's River Phoenix. I didn't even put 2 and 1 together.
This opening scene is just Solo, a Star Wars story, but for Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You got the whip, the scar, the fear of snakes.
Out of the bar, now!
So the train also had a false bottom, and Indy just fell out and rolled away from the wheel.
That belongs in a museum! So do you!
Not yet. He will, though.
In the 4th one especially!
We cannot afford to take mythology at face value.
Next week, Egyptology, starting with the excavation.
It looks like he just started his lesson. Does he have like a 20-second class?
This is intro class. Like, here's the fucking syllabus. He works in a fucking broom closet.
But it's a fancy one with lots of stuff in it.
It's not fancy. It does have a lot of stuff, though.
It has a boiler.
That counts as stuff.
Indiana Jones makes his great escape. Mr. Jones?
You're coming with us. You're arrested on charges of statutory rape.
The cup that caught his blood at the crucifixion.
Who just brings a cup to a crucifixion?
Before dying of extreme old age, he supposedly imparted his tale to a Franciscan friar, I think.
Not supposedly, Dr. Jones.
You see, I am that friar. And I'm telling you.
I am that brother.
It proves the knight's story is true. But as you pointed out, it's incomplete.
Isn't that most of the tablet? You can kind of reverse engineer where the start is.
You do not know what the first half of that says at all.
I think you're only missing like a quarter of it.
Why don't you try my father?
We already have. Your father is the man who's disappeared.
Oh, I was right. Fuck
Maybe
yeah.
lead with that next time.
Yeah, why
By the
didn't
way,
you
your
just-
dad's missing.
Yeah, that would have convinced him immediately. Jesus is just like, oh shit, I'm cut. Here, you take a little drip of my blood, please.
Where was the Holy Grail in The Last Temptation? That's what I want to know.
I knew it was you. You have your father's eyes.
You didn't have your father's eyes when you were River Phoenix, though, just now.
The Roman numeral.
My God, I must be blind.
Dad wasn't looking for a book about the Knights
You
too.
really didn't see the Roman numerals. They're like the biggest parts of the text.
Yeah, it's 3,
Right there.
7, and 10.
Yeah, that's right in front of your face.
Fun fact, 3 plus 7? 10.
Oh my fucking god! Yeah, Mud. Yeah, it's 10. So why do they trust this girl?
She's Dr. Schneider, who Donovan said they could trust.
Yeah, but then he said don't trust anybody.
Yeah.
What if the ground is just a big X? Haha, fuck you, Indiana.
Yeah.
Fuck it is!
Fuck you, Indiana. Dude, it's right there. Also, no one's redone the floor in like, what, 3,000 years?
Look after this for me, will you?
Oh, you can't trust anybody. Don't give him that.
That's Marcus.
What if Marcus is untrustworthy?
Marcus is like Indy's best friend.
Okay, that doesn't mean you can trust him. You think I trust Jake?
I wouldn't even trust Jake.
Just like your father. Giddy is a schoolboy. Wouldn't
Wow, he lined that up fucking perfectly.
I would not describe Sean Connery as giddy as a schoolboy.
Oh no, not Borat.
Marcus, get hold of Sala. Tell him to meet you in Iskender.
Get hold of John Rhys Davies.
I do love John Rhys Davies. Oh, you can't trust him though.
Why not?
Don't trust anyone. What if Solid did this?
He also trusted that girl pretty quickly, too.
Yeah, well, he wants to have sex with her. Much like Indiana Jones.
Bond's undoing.
Where are you?
What were they looking for?
You didn't realize that your room was like that? How long were you in there?
How dare he?
Where's my dad? Get off my plane.
Bulletin for Tuesday's viola lessons and Thursday's dance troupe.
How did that work? Oh my god, it didn't. That's the answer I was looking for.
You hit me, Dad. I'll never forgive myself.
What did your shelf do to you, Sean?
Dude, he's full slur.
He is. Oh, my poor guy.
Do you think my son would be that stupid that he would bring my diary all the way back here? You didn't, did you? You didn't bring it, did you?
In Indy's defense, his dad, who raised Indiana Jones, sent this person a book full of clues to a treasure. That's on the dad for not expecting this.
Nothing is more heroic than gunning down Nazis.
Very true. Wow, it's almost like don't trust her.
Yeah, it's like he really quickly trusted everyone.
I called that one immediately.
It's almost like her room was ransacked and she didn't notice for a reason.
Ah.
How did you know she was a Nazi?
Well, she would have heard her ransacking of the room, you dipshit.
Well, she has blonde hair, blue eyes, and says Heil Hitler every time I see her.
For the record, he just insinuated that he had sex with her. He's still James Bond.
Really? I also called this guy being bad.
I mean, yeah. He did have this whole speech about how old men want the Holy Grail, and he's an old man.
That's how Austrians say goodbye.
How do Austrians say hello? A hand job?
It's not, what, 1938 in this film?
Yep.
That's post-America being in the war, correct?
No, it's pre the war. Ian, trapdoor.
Fuck yeah.
Marcus has the map. There is more in the diary than just the map.
All right, Dad.
I'm not entirely sure that the bike would have actually been on during this scene because it might have drowned out the dialogue. Nice attention to detail. When the bike was on, Indy had his hand on the clutch, and when he took it off, the bike kind of pulled forward but then stopped.
This is an obsession, Dad.
Whenever Harrison Ford is upset, he looks like he's about to sneeze.
Is that Hitler?
That's Hitler.
That is Hitler.
Who plays Hitler?
Although a non-speaking role, Sheard had already portrayed Hitler 3 times during his career and could speak German.
That map has increased in value now. Whatever it was worth, it's worth more.
It is either increased or decreased in value.
Zeppelins are good ways to get around. The problem is the Hindenburg happened so early, it just killed the whole thing.
Also, subtle detail you can't really see, but that paper's upside down. And they're perfectly fine.
Dad, are you okay? I shot myself, but I'm fine.
The other Joe!
Only Indiana Jones can ride 4 horses at the same time.
Look what you did! It's war!
What is it good for?
Finding the Holy Grail.
Beating up Natchish.
My strength has left me.
It's because you're 800.
Pass it to you.
Dude, I'm just here to save my dad and help out the Nazis. Peace. Damn, that looks so good today.
He chose poorly.
I have been waiting 700 years to say that to somebody. Maybe it's one of the dishes.
The holy plate.
Jesus. Indy, just take a sip.
He turns into River Phoenix.
As the song swells up and the 4 heroes just ride off. This is the perfect ending to the Indiana Jones trilogy.
Well, there's gonna be a whole nother movie.
Woo! Oh, God, I fucking love this bit.
Now, Mud, I'm not happy that we have another one after this because it's not as good. But he does get in the fridge in that one.
Out of 10, guys. God, that just makes you feel so good.
That one's the best one.
Thank you.
That one slapped.
Oh, it does.
Oh my God. All right. I'm going to
No, all
fire
right.
it immediately. Last Crusade is my favorite Indiana Jones film. I think it takes everything that worked in Raiders and amps it up and takes everything that didn't work in Raiders, which wasn't much, and just puts it to the side. I think that the interactions between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery are the highlight of the film. They have so much charisma. They work so well together. I really like the use of Brody and Sala in this film. I think the plot twist with Elsa is executed very well. And I love the quest. Oh my God, it's so much fun. Everything about this movie is fantastic, from the music to the choreography and the stunts. All of it, I love it. 10 out of 10. I have no criticisms.
If I could chime in for a hot smidgen.
Well, hold on. I want to speak.
That's all well and good. So
Fuck you, Ian.
This movie to me is really, really exciting. I'm gonna give it a score immediately, a 9. But I want to talk about why.
That's not 10.
Yeah, it's true. It's not. Therefore, I'm wrong. But it's like Ian with Raiders. But I really didn't like. I have little to no criticisms at all with it, except that it's a little too light and kind of. It's not very like. It's very surface level. And Temple of Doom is really like dark and deep and all this shit, but it's way too far. And I think Raiders is a perfect combination of Last Crusade and Temple of Doom. That's why I think that movie stands above the other two.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. I think Last Crusade is kind of lacking a lot of that like powerful punch that I think
get
Raiders
that
have.
there isn't those dark moments.
There's no
but
dark
at the same
moments.
time,
But I like the father-son moments.
I do too.
at the
That's
same time,
that's the.
sorry, Ian, you go.
I think the father-son moments are. It doesn't always have to be like this existential like dark or even the
I
killing
agree.
moments.
I agree.
I
Temple
like,
of Doom was that.
I think the father and son moments of this movie make it have that deep philosophical, like, why should I care moment. I don't think it's super surface level because of that.
I also don't think it's super surface level.
I do agree that there aren't a lot of dark moments in this film, but at the same time, I never feel myself missing them. So I don't think it gets too light and
And
campy,
what about
at
when he
least for
shoots
me.
those 3 dudes or runs the dude over with the tank?
That's just a
Like,
beat. That's
Those are
not,
special effects.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
but like, I get what you're saying. It's they don't have those dark moments like they did in Raiders. They don't have those like just. There's no stain on it. I'll say it's not grungy, but
Mhm.
I never feel myself missing them.
Yep.
If that makes sense. So that's why I really like. That's why it's not a problem for me in Last Crusade.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And it's not really that big of a problem for me. It's just like it's the reason that I hold Raiders as a 10 and this is a 9.
And that's fine. I hold both Raiders and Crusade as a 10. They're both fantastic films. Just, I don't know. There's just something about Crusade
Fair.
that just pushes it above Raiders for
Fair
me.
enough.
They're
I
both
think-
fantastic.
I think it's just more fun and more.
it's let me put it. It is by an inch
Oh,
that
yeah.
I prefer Crusade to Raiders.
Fair
But
enough.
I have to go with my gut, which is
Mhm.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is my favorite Indiana Jones film.
I just had a lot more fun with this one because I think the cast around him is better in this movie than it was in
Yes.
Raiders too.
I really enjoyed the intro with River Phoenix.
Oh,
It was
it's so good.
fantastic.
It does. That is my one criticism. It dips a little too into Solo, a Star Wars story, where it's like this is how he got every aspect of his
But I like
personality
that. I like
in
that.
20 minutes.
There's like a charm about
There's
that.
more charm to it in this because it's just a cold open. It's not a whole
yeah.
Movie.
about
Yeah.
it.
Also, Solo wasn't that charming of a movie.
There's no charm to Solo. There's a little charm to
Sorry, I killed your wife.
Solo. I know someone who said Solo is their favorite Star Wars movie.
Wow.
Whoa, that's a hot, fresh take right
I
there.
know. I know.
It's
I
the
know.
best that isn't in like the 9.
You're
but-
not. You are wrong. Rogue One's the best. That's not of the
Disagree.
anthologies. You're wrong. Anyways, yeah, I really like it. I think just a little it overcooks it because he gets the hat, the scar, he uses a whip, and he gets the sphere of snakes. It's like
Yeah.
you didn't need all 4, but it's so quick,
Mm-hmm.
and I do feel like it is. There's more payoff to it because it fast forwards to him.
I like how it fast forwards him
defeating-
stealing it back.
If it
yeah.
didn't have that extra part of him defeating the guy in the white hat later on, I'd probably say it was gratuitous, but there's payoff to that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, like him stealing the little cross thing directly leads into the actual plot where he gets it back.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that aspect. How it was all like every part of that opening scene served a purpose later on in the movie.
And it sets up how he's been like that for his whole life.
And it
Yeah.
sets his relationship with his dad.
Yep,
yeah,
which is
'cause,
very
like,
important for this
It's
movie.
also it's good because it's good context. That was basically Indy's first adventure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
And his
opening
dad, he
scene.
comes home to his dad, and his dad's just like, "Fuck off, son."
As far as writing and laying exposition into a scene, that opening scene of Last Crusade might be one of the best ones ever. It
Mhm.
does so much and pays every single aspect off later on in the movie.
Yep.
Yep.
That's so cool. And it never felt slow or boring.
No,
And it's-
that's what I really like about this movie
It's
too. Is
not
the
like
pacing.
there isn't a. I would say the only thing that's really gratuitous is the snake bit because he's like, "It's just a snake," and then 3 seconds later he's like, "Ah!" Like
Fair.
the whip thing. He
Yeah, but
cuts
there's
him-
a lot of them.
There are.
You're right, and it's understandable he'd become afraid of snakes after that. But like, I mean, like the whip thing, he does it once. He's like, "Ah, it cut my chin." He doesn't like keep like fingering at it. Like, "Hey, this is how I got my scar." You know, he doesn't keep the whip with him for like the rest of the journey.
No.
And then the hat is used for a match cut to move the scene along.
Yep.
So
which
like
is really nice.
Yeah. I really enjoy this. I think this is one of the best trilogies ever.
Oh, easy.
quadrology, Jacob.
Ah, fuck.
Let's say, hypothetically, for the sake of the argument, they made a 4th Indiana Jones film
They
with
do.
Shia LaBeouf.
Ugh.
Then it would be a 10 out of 10 easy.
But I really like the pacing in this movie. There was not one slow bit in this movie for me.
No,
I was always interested. I was always like, oh, I understand why this is happening. This moves into this, and this moves into this, and perfect.
I do.
No one was
I do
annoying.
just gotta say, I hate Crystal Skull because that shot of Brody, Sala, Dr. Jones, and Indiana riding off into the sunset, that is capping off a trilogy. That is the end of the story.
Does Connery come back for the 4th one?
No,
He
he's
dies
still
off
alive.
screen?
Yes, they say he passed away because
Okay.
he's old to begin with in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, at that point, Connery had retired from acting,
Yep.
so they just said that he had passed away.
I
Okay.
remember saying in the
I know
Raiders,
Sala doesn't come back either. John Rhys Davies said no.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I remember saying in the Raiders of the Lost Ark review that I didn't know if Temple of Doom or Crystal Skull was higher or lower on my list. I have a strong feeling Crystal Skull is going to be lower.
Me too.
Oh my God,
Inkling.
Temple of Doom is its biggest crime is it's a little slow at the beginning to me.
It's a little slow, and some
No,
of it's weird.
That's not its
about
biggest
it.
crime to me. I have a lot more crimes, but In any case,
Oh, I'm talking about Temple of Doom, not Crystal Skull.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I think
Oh,
Temple
okay.
of Doom is it's
It's fine.
it's
It's
fine.
good. It's
It
solid.
does the job.
It
A
just-
7 is still a good movie.
Yeah, I agree.
An 8's still a good movie. It's just when you compare it to Raiders of the Lost Ark
Yeah.
and Last Crusade,
Oh,
you're
I didn't
like,
even give
wow,
it this
you're the
movie
weak
an out
one.
of 10. Both this and the first one are 9s, but this is a slight inkling above 9 than
both,
the other one.
Both this one and the first one are 10s.
Fair enough.
Wouldn't know if I can consider them perfect. Maybe if I can watch them again at some point. But I think they slap.
They were
I would
great.
watch any of these 3 again at any
Oh,
point.
absolutely, in a
Yeah.
heartbeat.
Oh yeah, because I really, really like a lot of aspects from 2. If Short Round was in this movie would have
Oh
slapped
my
even
god,
harder.
I agree. If Short Round was in this movie, although then the question is, where was he in Raiders?
That's a good point. He disappears in context.
I mean, he has a life to live. He's only 11
That's true.
or 9. I don't remember.
I mean, yeah, he would have been an adult at that point, or
He would have been an adult in these films.
so he could have been moved out, getting married, doing his own adventure.
All right.
Working.
See you guys for Crystal
Dude,
Skull.
I'm so excited for Fridge.
I'm not excited for Fridge.
Yes.